Hello and welcome back folks to another monotype team building video, and today's video is going to be the dark typing. Dark typing is a great little defensive typing. It doesn't have too many type weaknesses, and thematically it's all about playing dirty. So this team is going to be a full-on stall team with 2 offensive mons thrown in just to balance it out a little bit, and it's going to be based around the mega that everyone loves to hate or loves to use. It's Mega Sableye. Mega Sableye with the bold nature, a set with Dark Pulse, Will-O-Wisp, Calm Mind and Recover, and obviously it has the Prankster ability before it Mega Evolves. So this thing is defensive on both sides. It sets up in your face, it spams out Will-O-Wisp, it spreads status amongst your opponent's team, and it's really hard to break if you don't have the right offensive options. So building around that, we want to bring other walls that can sort of help Sableye to do what it wants to do, and in general we're going to wear down our opponent's team, but the whole way that we do it isn't entirely dependent on Sableye, because we're going to bring multiple tanks to do so. The next mon on the team, it's going to be Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz puts in a lot of work on a mono dark type team because it's neutral to both bug and to fighting. It's a huge physical wall on its own, and mine is an impish nature with the overcoat so that I can avoid Spore. It has Rocky Helmet, it has Foul Play, Defog, Knockoff and Roost, so this thing can just come in front of physical attackers, foul play them if they're trying to boost, it can defog if they're trying to set up hazards, it can knock off to remove recovery items or remove choice bands, which crucially helps decrease the amount of damage your bulky types are taking, and it can roost up in their face while giving back damage because of that Rocky Helmet. The third mon on the team, it's going to help cover against the fairy type weakness that we've got. It's going to be Drapion, and it's Drapion with Poison Jab, Roar, Knock Off, Toxic Spikes, Jolly Nature, Battle Armor, and the Black Sludge because it lacks any kind of innate recovery on its own. So this thing is there to help apply Toxic Spikes to your opponent's side of the field if they don't have any poison types in their team, or if you've already been able to knock out their poison types, set up Toxic Spikes onto the field. That'll apply Toxic Poison to everything that swaps in. If you can get 2 layers up, if you can only get 1 layer up, it's a standard layer of poison to anything that swaps in that touches the ground, and that's absolutely brilliant because imagine how effectively Mandibuzz and Sableye can stall when your opponent is already toxic. So we don't run toxic on their movesets, we run toxic on the entry hazards instead. The fourth mon on the team again is going to benefit from toxic stalling but doesn't run toxic itself. It's Synchronize Umbreon. Now this thing is actually our hazard, well not hazard control, it's our status control for our team. It's a cleric. So I run with the Careful Nature, Synchronize ability, Leftovers just for some more sustain onto my Umbreon, Moonlight, Curse and Payback because that's a nice little combo right there, and I go with the Heal Bell. So I swap in, let's say I know a Toxic is coming at my Mandibuzz, I swap into Umbreon instead, Umbreon takes the Toxic, Synchronize will bounce that back onto my opponent is now toxic, and I go for the Heal Bell to clean any status off of my Umbreon and my entire team, and then my opponent realizes he can't status this thing, so you have the option there for swapping, predicting what he will swap into, or stay in and go for Curse, and go for Curse setup to help fill in that defense weakness that Umbreon has and really balance it up on both sides. The offensive option that I like to bring on this team, for the late game at least, it's going to be Honchkrow. I like to bring a Moxie Honchkrow, Adamant Nature, fully invested into attack. With your item you can bring pretty much anything. I actually run a Citrus Berry on mine of all things because I run Brave Bird, Sucker Punch, Roost and Taunt. A Life Orb could work as well, and the Taunt into Sucker Punch combination is absolutely great because you can taunt walls and taunt bulky things that think that they can stay in and set up against you, and taunting them into Sucker Punch itself is a nice combo, but you can also force switches by taunting things which can't effectively attack you, and that forces more switches which spreads more poison because of those toxic spikes. So it's all about playing dirty and forcing your opponents to switch because they can't attack you properly, by swapping into different walls yourself that can take the appropriate hits. So the last mon I have on the team, it's a timid Choice Specs Hydreigon. This thing has 4 attacks, being Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower and Earth Power. And this thing pretty much always puts work in a game. You can lead with it, or you can bring it in as a Revenge Killer, or you can swap it in at some point that you predict an opponent's switch. You bring in Hydreigon, drop a huge Draco Meteor onto something, blow it up, and then swap out, because obviously you'll lose special attack, but you have plenty of bulky types here, willing and able to be swapped into hits to protect your dragon. That also allows it to reset its special attack and come back in to repeat the cycle later on in the game. I have Flamethrower and Earth Power so that you have something to hit steel and poison types with, because they both are immune to the toxic spikes shenanigans that we're going to be playing with, and it's great to have something that can offensively hit them to then open up the field for your toxic spikes into stall combination. So that's really the team, folks. In short, we move around between the four bulky mons that we have, swap into whatever can take the hit more appropriately for the others, and force your opponent into essentially getting so angry that you win the game, because they'll probably forfeit at some point in the face of this disgusting little stall team. Everything has recovery, or more or less everything has recovery that needs to be, and it has two nice offensive options thrown in just to help balance it out. Late game, bring in that Honchkrow or bring in that High Dragon and just sweep through your opponent's weakened team. So thank you very much for watching, folks. If you have a favourite type you want to see a team built for, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be back again next week with another monotype team building video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.